Hello learners. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the triggers in the PLSQL program. So first of all, we will see what is triggers. So triggers are stored programs which is automatically executed or fired when some event occurs. So basically, it's a stored program. If something happen to the PLSQL object, then automatically it will trigger. Events, there can be a different type of events. Mainly we have three events. One is database manipulations, DML, like delete statement or update statement. Execute, then it will trigger the PLSQL trigger. Second one is database definitions, DDLs. Statements like create, alter and drop. So if you create a table, create a procedure, then it will trigger your implemented triggers. Okay, so last one is the database operations like server errors, logons, logoff, startup or shutdowns times it will trigger. So these three are the main events which occur with the triggers. Okay, so after that we will see some benefits of the triggers. So there can be there are a lot of benefits available with the triggers. So generating some derived columns values automatically. You can derive some columns automatically, and enforcing referential integrity, and event login and storing information on the table access. You can get some audit informations with this, and auditing, basically auditing, and synchronize replications of tables, and imposing security authorizations, and preventing invalid transactions. When you are working with the banking systems, definitely they will create some triggers to identify the unauthorized access. This is the benefits of the triggers. Then we will see the basic syntax of the triggers. So one by one I will explain. So create or replace trigger name. The create or replace an existing triggers with the trigger name. So you can create or replace the existing trigger with the trigger name. Then before, after, instead of, it means this specifies when the triggers will be executed. The instead of clause is used for creating triggers on a view. If you want to integrate with the views, you have to use the instead of clause. Then insert or update or delete. This specifies the DML operations. Earlier we discussed about the DML operations of column names. This specifies the column names that will be updated. Of column names means it will specify the column name that will be updated. Okay. On table name, this specifies the names of the table associated with the trigger. I think it's very easy. Then referencing old as 0, new as n. This allows you to refer new and all values for various DML statements such as insert, update, delete. Okay. Then for each row, this specifies a row level trigger. Example, the trigger will be executed for each row being affected. Otherwise, the trigger will execute just once when the SQL statement is executed, which is called table level trigger. After that, with the when condition, this provides the conditions for row for each trigger would be fired. This clause is valid only for row level triggers. So likewise, the exceptions part also there. This is the basic syntax of the PLSQL programming. Okay. Now I will show you a practical example for the triggers. For that, I have to use the earlier created table called customers. So for that, I will open my SQL developer and I have connect to my Oracle database. So to execute the trigger, I have to use table called customers table. So first of all, we will see the data of the customers table. Okay, I will execute this line. Then you can see the output of this table. You can see Pubudu 32, Colombo salary is 4,000. Likewise, you can see if you now I have get the data by executing select statement, or else you can go to this table menu and you can go to the you can select on the customers, then you can go to the data, or else you can get a lot of informations of that table. So that is the simple method, but you can write a SQL statement. Now we have that table. Then we will create a trigger. Okay, for that I have written a sample trigger in my notepad. So what I can do is I will copy and paste that trigger into my SQL developer SQL worksheet. So I copy this one from my notepad, then here paste. Now you can see I have copied that trigger. So I will explain one by one. Create or replace trigger. My trigger name is display salary change before delete or insert or update customers. It means before delete, insert or update on customers table. If there is any modification like delete, insert or update for the customers table, it will execute. So new for each row it will trigger. It will go as a for loop. Then when new id greater than 0, if there is a new id, you see there is the id. If there is the new id should be if the when a new id greater than 0, then it will okay, it means there should be records to execute this trigger. Okay, then we have declared the variable called salary diff number. Then begin in the begin statement salary, we have a new salary. It means there should be update. We will execute some update statement, then new salary, and minus old salary. Then we will print old salary and the new salary. You can see here with the concatenations, it will print old salary, then it will print new salary, then it will print the salary difference. Okay, first of all we will create that trigger in my database. So I select this one and click on, you can see trigger displayed salary change compiled. So if you go to that trigger menu, you can see trigger is created. If you double click on that, it will display like this. Okay, so you can get those informations like this by click on these tabs. Okay, so now already we have created that trigger. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert some record. Okay, I'm going to insert some record. So I will execute that insert statement. You can see my insert query. I will copy and paste into my notepad. Hope you can understand this insert statement. Insert into customers table, id, name, address and salary values will be like this. Okay, then I will execute this insert statement for the customers table. Then one row affected. Okay, so after that still I haven't opened that SQL DBMS output window. So if I connect to this DBMS output window, again I will add another record. Let's say like this, and use the insert statement. And you can see in my DBMS output window, because we inserted a new record, so old salary, there is no any old salary. So new salary is 7,500 because this is the newly inserted record, and salary difference is not there. Okay, so it will display this. You can see old salary is not, only the new salary. So again what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute update statement. Okay, for that I have another update statement. So what is my update query? Update customers set salary equal to salary plus 500. It means salary increment by 500 where id equal to 2. Now you can see sorry, you can see this record. I will going to update this record where id equal to 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute this update query, then we'll see what is happening with that. Then I will execute this one. Then you can see earlier old salary is 1500, then new salary is 2000, then salary difference is 500. Likewise, you can trigger your PLSQL trigger. So I think you have clear understanding about the PLSQL trigger. So if you have any questions, you can comment on the comment sections, and you can share your friends with this video. Thank you.